Julie, can you come in and take a letter, please?
Come on, get on with it. I'm eating a yoghurt.
Thank you, Julie. Right, dear Councillor Druggett, read your memo of the 14th inst. I'm seeking clarification on council policy regarding the buying in of alternative services. Can I take it this does not refer to alternative religious services, as was first thought? If so, I shall inform the Reverend Bernie Simpson that he can no longer hold voodoo sacrifices in the squash courts. Yours, etc., etc. Oh, P.S. Most of the chicken blood has now been successfully removed from the walls.
Greg, mind me yoghurt.
How long's this going to go on for, Julie?
Just until the trial. Is that it then?
Assume the position!
Oh, he's at it again.
Gordon, there's a man out there.
That's Greg. He's with me.
Yes, but Gordon, you just...
I know, my darling. He's doing it to everyone. It's his job.
Really?
Now, I can't give you long. I've got an important meeting to go to. What is it you want?
Money, cash, lots of it.
Is this for your counselling calls?
No, it's not. Come on, I'm in a hurry too.
My darling, what's it for?
I don't know. How do you expect me to know?
If I'm going to give you money, my sweet, I'd like to know what it's for.
Well, so would I, but that's not how it's done, is it? Come on, get a move on. Empty your pockets.
Right, now, before we start the meeting, everyone, a little question. Has anyone noticed anything unusual this morning? Yes, colleague?
Yes, Mr. Brittas, I have. Something most unusual. There was a woodpecker in my garden this morning.
No, Colin.
I found his little mangled body on the step. I think the cat probably got it.
No, Colin. Anything unusual here?
There's a man with a gun at the back of the room.
That's right, Linda. Well spotted. I expect you'd all like to know why.
I think we would really, Mr. Brittas.
Well, I can't tell you, Linda.
Why not?
Because that information can only be divulged on a strictly need-to-know basis.
Yeah, but don't we need to know?
No, you don't, Tim.
May I know, Miss Briss?
No.
Well, as deputy manager, I need to know, Mr. Brittas.
No, you don't. Only I know who needs to know.
I don't need to know, Mr. Brittas.
No.
I don't need to know anything.
No.
He's with me. He's my rapid response unit. Anything you need to know, ask me.
Right, thank you, Julie, for that. Now, before I forget, after the meeting, Tim, birth certificate in my office.
Oh, the thing is...
No excuses. Have you brought it in?
Yes, but you said...
Good. Right, now, moving on. In the interests of monitoring and evaluating the efficient delivery of our service to the community, I'm going to initiate a staff review.
Oh, how lovely, Mr. Brittas, with sketches and songs. May I play the piano, Miss Briss?
No, Carol, it's not that sort of review. It's a sequentially generated staff performance review.
Sorry, Miss Briss?
The basic notion, Carol, is that each one of us undertakes and delivers a free and frank appraisal of a colleague's performance. This assessment will ascertain the optimum attainment levels of that colleague in pursuance of his or her operational duties.
I think he means how well we're doing in our jobs.
That's one way of putting it, Tim, yes. I want them by tomorrow, please.
Tomorrow?
Yes, first thing, please.
Gavin, I'll do you if you do me.
No, you can't do that, Tim. You see, this is a sequentially generated performance review, which means that each one of us has to report on a colleague directly junior to us. For example, I shall be reported on Colin.
Really, Mr. Brittas?
Yes, Colin.
I don't know what to say. I'm moved, deeply moved, and honoured. And if there's anything I can ever do for you...
Well, there is, Colin. You can report on Gavin. Gavin can
No,
report...
Mr. Brittas, that can't be right. I'm not junior to Colin. I'm deputy manager. He's just a glorified handyman.
I beg your pardon.
Well, it's true. You spend most of the day with your hand down a toilet.
Oh, a toilet, if you don't mind. Don't you know anything about U-bends?
Please. The point is, Gavin, Colin is deputy manager wet. You're only acting deputy manager.
But he doesn't even do the job, Mr. Brittas.
Oh, yes, I do. The fact that I've had to be removed from certain pool duties due to an attack of scabrous dandruff is neither here nor there.
Most of it's actually still there, Colin. But anyway, Gavin, you should be reporting on Julie. Julie will be doing Carol.
Mr. Brittas, whilst I appreciate that Julie and I are on the same administrative grade, I've always assumed that I was senior to her. I mean, after all, I have been here longer.
Yeah, but she gets paid more than you do.
Does she?
Quite a lot more, actually, yes. Anyway, you should be reporting on Linda, and last but not least, Linda will be assessing Tim.
So I don't have to report on anyone then?
Oh, yes, you do, Timothy. You see, this is a 360-degree appraisal, which means the subject of your free and frank appraisal will be... Think about it.
You, Mr. Brittas.
Correct.
So in this report, I have to say how well I think you do your job.
That's it.
And I can say what I like about you.
You can say all the things you like about me too.
Any chance of a bit of reflexology, Linda? It's an emergency.
Oh, yes. You do seem a bit tense.
Do I? Oh, good. Get a move on then.
Now, have you had reflexology before?
Yeah, once. I hated it. I can't bear people fiddling with my feet.
Well, just sit back and try to relax.
No, I don't want to relax. I want to be tense. I want to be like a coiled spring.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I'm going to an auction, so I need to be fully alert, get the adrenaline going. Oh, it's great. You can get some real bargains. Last week, I got an Edwardian bicycle pump for £125.
Really? And how much is it worth?
About a tenner. But that's not the point. The point is, I got it. I outbid everyone. Oh, it's a fantastic feeling. Ah! That's horrible. Can you do it to this foot now?
You see, Tim, in a 360-degree appraisal, we're all linking arms, we're holding hands, we're coming together to build a harmonious whole.
You don't build a hole, do you? I mean, you dig a hole.
No, not a hole, a hole, a hole.
Sorry?
A hole, not a hole in the ground, but a hole with a W, see?
A hole with a WC?
No. Just give me your birth certificate, please, Tim.
Oh, do I have to? I mean, there are certain things in
The
it which...
DSS have lost you, Tim. They can't find you.
I'm here.
Yeah, but where are your pension contributions? There's 10 years' worth of national insurance whacking about the computer with nowhere to go. They need to have your details.
Oh, all right, but just let me say this, Mr. Brittas. Things aren't always what they seem.
No, but they usually are, Timothy. They usually are. Right, name, Timothy Whistler. Date of birth, hang about. This is not your birth certificate, Tim.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's the birth certificate
Yes, I know what it says. That's my real name.
What, Timothy Goebbels?
Yes.
Your name is Goebbels?
No, not anymore.
I'm sorry, Tim, you're losing me.
Look, I was born Goebbels. My mother was German.
Right, and your father, not known. So, legally speaking, Tim, you're a German. Who exactly are you, Tim?
Tim Goebbels, but obviously I wanted to keep it private.
What, Private Goebbels?
Look, I got rid of Goebbels years and years ago.
What, you killed him?
No, I just became Whistler.
So who's this Whistler?
There is no Whistler, I just made it up, all right?
No, it's not all right. You can't just make yourself up. Does this Timothy Whistler have a birth certificate?
No.
Or a national insurance number?
No.
Are there any legal documents at all for this so-called Timothy Whistler?
No.
Right, so there's nothing to prove that Timothy Whistler actually exists?
Well, no, apart from the fact that I am here.
Not according to the DSS, Timothy. To them, you're a non-person, and you can't argue with the government department. Legally speaking, you are not here. So as far as I'm concerned, young man, you don't exist. There is no Timothy Whistler.
Assume the position!
And which position would Sir like me to assume?
That's enough, Greg. Put it away. Oh, he's not upsetting you, is he, Carol?
Of course not. A professional receptionist is never upset in the course of her duties. She is trained to deal with every eventuality with courtesy, respect, and patience. C-R-A-P. Mr. Brittas's mnemonic. You'll find professionalism is my middle name. You might like to put that in your report.
Well, where's this letter, then?
Here it is. Now, listen, have you started doing your report? I've started mine on Linda. I'm giving her a glowing report.
Oh, Greg, it's another one. I'll get you in the end. This is the fourth one I've had. Threatening letters. I'm coming for you. You can run, but you can't hide. Make my day. Someone's trying to kill me. It's beginning to get on my nerves.
01, this is PCGE. Yeah, another one.
With respect, Julie, who'd want to kill you? I ask, of course, with courtesy and patience.
Professional hitmen. Do you remember a year ago I saw that robbery? Well, they're coming up for trial, and I'm the star prosecution witness, apparently. So they're trying to get rid of me. So that's why Greg's here. Police protection.
47, 51, 10-4, 10 minutes.
Is he talking to headquarters?
No, Ho won the Chinese takeaway. I've never known anyone eat so much. Morning, noon and night.
You mean he's with you?
Yeah, 24 hours. He never sleeps, which is quite good, really, because he's the one who gets up and feeds the baby.
How does Alex take to that?
Alex?
You're Alex, the baby's father?
Oh, him. No, I haven't seen him since I chucked him.
Oh, yes, well, it's very difficult being a single parent, isn't it? I know. Although I've never let it adversely affect my work. Perhaps you might like to put that in your report.
Oh, I'm not doing one of those. I can't be fagged.
Why not? You must. It's very important. It's my career. I want to get on. I want to make something of my life.
Well, I just want to hang on to mine.
You're spying on me, aren't you?
Yes.
Haven't you got anything better to do? No toilets to unblock?
I'm assessing your optimum attainment level in pursuance of your operational duties, though, frankly, Mr. Acting Deputy Manager, I've yet to find out what those duties are.
Give it a rest.
Insubordination. So what are you doing out here, then? Skiving?
No, I'm making sure that there's no unauthorised parking in reserved parking places.
I see. Skiving. On Mr. Brittas's orders?
No, Colin. Some of us don't need to be told what to do. Some of us use initiative.
Going behind Mr. Brittas's back in an attempt to undermine his authority, I notice that there are no illegally parked cars.
No, thanks to me.
No, thanks to Gavin.
I'm going. I've got a job to do.
Well, make sure you don't block the toilet again. I'm sorry, Mrs. Brittas, I'm afraid you can't park there.
What?
You see, these spaces are for... No, nothing. You park wherever you want.
I've had a fantastic afternoon, Colin. I went to the auction. £35, miscellaneous bric-a-brac. Brilliant! I got such a buzz, I went blind.
Oh, Mrs. Brittas, are you all right now? Are you sure you should be driving it?
I mean, I was bidding unseen. There could be anything in here. It's a sort of...
Pandora's box.
No, it's mine. I outbid everyone. No, it's like a sort of lucky dip. There's a...
Good Lord, Mrs. Brittas, I haven't seen one of those since I was 12 years old.
What is it?
It's a pea shooter, though interestingly enough, seldom used for the shooting of peas. I myself used chewed-up blotting paper over a 3-year period. I managed to pebble dash the entire ceiling of the chemistry lab.
You have it then, Colin. Keep it.
No, I couldn't.
Yes, you must. You see, Colin, it's important to learn how to give, but it's just as important to learn how to receive. That's what we're doing this week on my counselling course. It's called Transactional Psychosynthesis.
Fascinating, I expect.
You see, the act of receiving is itself an act of generosity. By accepting my gift to you, you give me the pleasure of giving. I derive pleasure from giving. I should be thanking you. So thank you, Colin. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Clear the pool, please. Everyone out. Unsupervised swimming is against council regulations.
Oh, but Mr. Brittas, I'm here.
Due to an oversight, it would appear that no one is on duty.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Linda, I'm glad you've arrived. Could you take over, please? I'm afraid the pool has been left without a qualified lifeguard.
What about Tim?
Who?
Tim Whistler.
I'm sorry, there is no Tim Whistler. It is now safe to return to the pool. Linda is here. She's a qualified lifeguard. Everyone back in the pool, please.
Oh, thank you, Miss Brittas. It's lovely. I think it's guilt, isn't it?
No, I don't feel guilt anymore. It's a simple act of giving and receiving, one friend to another.
No, I mean guilt as in golden, not as in, oh, I'm so sorry, it's all my fault.
What is? Do you want to come and see me for some counselling, to talk about it?
Talk about what?
These feelings of guilt and, well, I suppose low self-esteem.
I don't have any low self-esteem.
Oh, come on, you must have.
No, I don't. Not after my assertive training.
Yeah, that didn't work, did it?
Yes, it did. Mostly.
It's good to talk, Carol. You can turn things around. I did. You could be like me.
Really?
Let's see if we can find something for Ben. Oh, look, here's a little water pistol. Now, something for the twins. Oh, look at this. I've been to Gravesend. Oh, Gravesend. There used to be a lovely little bistro on the river there called the Lonely Mariner.
I'm sure he had very low self-esteem.
Carol, where's Colin?
He's gone through to the staff restroom, Miss Brittas.
Gordon, I've been to Gravesend.
Have you, my darling? That was quick.
No, look, this is for you. I've been to Gravesend.
You've been all the way down to Gravesend to buy me a cigarette case. You know I don't approve of smoking.
No, it's a present, a souvenir. It's supposed to make you remember.
But I've never smoked, my angel.
Just take it. Don't be so selfish. Learn to receive graciously.
What are you doing, Colin?
I'm timing Gavin, Mr. Brittas. He told me he had a job to do, but I didn't think it would be this big a job. He's been in there for 23 minutes.
Colin?
He's skiving, Mr. Brittas. According to a recent time and motion study, the average duration of a bowel movement in this country is 6 minutes, 17 seconds. Though, of course, there are regional variations due to dietary considerations, intake of fibre, curry, Brussels sprouts and so on.
Colin.
But 23 minutes is pushing it in anybody's language.
Colin, while you've been in here timing what Gavin is doing in there, officially speaking, no one has been manning the pool.
Tim's supposed to be manning the pool.
I'm afraid to say that, officially speaking, Timothy Whistler does not exist.
Well, I saw him less than an hour ago.
Ah, you may have thought you saw him.
I'm with you now, Mr. Brittas. It's a bit of a philosophical poser, isn't it, eh? Does Timothy Whistler still exist when I can no longer see that he exists? It's Descartes, isn't it?
No, it's Goebbels.
No, I'm sure it's Descartes. I read it on the back of a Weetabix box. Great thinkers through history. Seeing is believing. Take this chair.
Colin, what are you rabbiting on about?
Your philosophical conundrum, Mr. Brittas. Now, I can see that this chair exists, but does it still exist if I close my eyes and can no longer see it?
No, Colin. And that's coming out of your wages.
Assume the position!
Sorry about this. I had to bring Greg down. You see, he has to go everywhere with me, but that means I have to go everywhere with him, and he needs to go badly. Come on, Greg.
Julie, you can't go into the gents with him.
I know that. We go to the ladies.
24 minutes, 50 seconds.
Bye, Carol. See you tomorrow.
Oh, Linda, before you go, when was it you won Best of Breed?
Sorry?
Which year in the county show?
It was when I was 4. My dog won, not me.
Right, I'm putting it in the report. Chapter 4. Little Linda's lurcher is top dog.
Do you really need to know all this? It's supposed to be a job appraisal.
This is background information. It's absolutely essential. If it's worth doing well. Ben, stop it! It's the water pistol.
Here's your cocoa.
Thank you, my darling.
Oh, it's thank you now, is it? Huh?
Do I sense a certain atmosphere, my sweet?
I don't think you sense anything. Sensitivity isn't your strong point, is it, Gordon?
Is this about the cigarette case?
Well, of course it is. I gave a little present to everyone in the centre today, giving and receiving. Everyone accepted graciously, except you.
I'm sorry, my darling. I didn't realise it meant so much to you. I will treasure it. I will keep it next to my heart.
How could you forget Gravesend?
I've never been to Gravesend.
Oh, no? So where were you on my birthday 2 years ago, then?
2 years ago, let me see. Of course! Management training weekend at Hemel Hempstead, wasn't it?
Can I get you some more cocoa, Gordon?
No, thank you, my darling.
I do love you, really, you know.
Yes, I know you do.
I don't deserve you. I'm such a fool. I'm always jumping to the wrong conclusions, always getting things wrong.
No, you're not.
So I'm wrong again.
Pardon?
I bet I got all the other presents wrong too. They probably didn't want them. They were probably just being polite. Oh, God, I feel so stupid now. I don't know why I felt the need to give everyone a present anyway.
I expect, my darling, you thought you were doing it for the best. But remember, you can't buy friendship.
Is that what I was doing?
I remember when I was at school, my darling, we had one little lad who always carried a bag of sweeties around with him. And he always gave sweets to all the other boys and girls because he wanted them to be his friends. But do you think he could buy their friendship?
No.
No. It didn't work for me then. And it's not going to work for you now.
So, if you never knew your father's name, why the name Whistler?
Oh, well, he was a whistler, you see. He was a guide, and his whistle was to signal that the coast was clear. He was East German. He never came across himself.
No, but your mother came across.
So beautiful.
I'd have used the sewers myself.
Assume the position!
Give it a rest, Greg. Heel, sit.
Right, morning all. Staff performance review time. I hope you've all got your reports finished because they're going to help me enormously with my process re-engineering strategy.
What's that then?
Any questions?
Yes, what's that then?
None at all?
Yes, Mr. Brittas, what's that then?
What's that then? Good question, Gavin. Process re-engineering strategy creates an efficient, lean machine.
I think he's going to make somebody redundant.
Right, Linda, can I have your report on me, please?
I've done one on Tim.
I've done one on you. It's a belter.
I'm afraid you've been wasting your time then, haven't you, Linda? According to the DSS, we do not have an employee called Timothy Whistler. Right, Julie, your report on Carol, please.
Oh, I couldn't be fagged.
I beg your pardon?
I haven't done one.
Julie, this is very bad.
Do you want to make something of it?
No hurry, in your own time. Gavin.
It's my writing hand, Mr. Brittas.
Yeah. Colin, where's your report on Gavin?
Who knows, Mr. Brittas?
Sorry?
Does it exist? Did it ever exist? Do I exist? Is life but a dream?
Has he been cleaning out the septic tank again?
Does an object still exist in the room after I have left? Our old friend Descartes.
Colin, I just want the flaming report.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Brittas. I was finishing my report in the pub last night. Not a very complimentary one, I must say, so if you are looking for redundancies...
Get on with it.
Well, as I say, I was finishing my report, which I put on a table when I had to nip out for a comfort break. Mr. Brittas. And when I got back, the report was gone. It no longer exists. Descartes strikes again.
Well, I am appalled. I am...
A Wally.
I finished mine, Miss Bruce. I've called it Love Conquers All. It's a heartwarming saga of a young girl's passionate quest for fulfillment through fitness.
Linda's heart swelled with pride and the colour rose in her cheeks as she threw open the doors to the gymnasium. What a day to... What sort of drivel is this, Carol?
See, I did my best, Miss Bruce. I thought I'd make it more interesting, more in-depth.
Yeah, well, frankly, Carol, you're out of your depth.
Thank you, Miss Bruce.
Right, what conclusions can we draw from the staff performance review? That it has been a great success because it has been a total failure.
What a jerk.
It has conclusively demonstrated that we don't have the time to do our everyday jobs and to report on each other. We're overworked and understaffed. Only yesterday there was a potentially life-threatening incident in the pool because it was left unattended.
You prat.
Which means we have a vacancy for a pool attendant. Applicants should have a polite personality, previous experience as a lifeguard, and be able to prove they exist.
Yeah?
Code 14. Protection TV suspended. Return to base.
OK, Roger.
What was Roger on about? What's code 14?
They're pleading guilty. You won't be going to court. You don't need protection.
Oh, but I was enjoying myself. It's been fun. And you get served much quicker in the pub when you're with a gun-toting bodyguard.
The thing is, Mr. Brittas, I'm a little bit worried because you haven't actually mentioned your report on me.
Don't worry, Colin. It's generally pretty good. It's hovering between a B+ and a B++.
Oh, bless you, Mr. Brittas. I was so nervous. It's such a relief.
Yeah, so I see.
Oh, no, that wasn't me, Mr. Brittas. I was Ben, the little scamp. Ben and his water pistol. I took the liberty of confiscating it.
Oh, shut up.
What did you do that for?
I've learned to give, I've learned to receive, and now I'm learning to take back what's mine, if you don't mind.
Yes, I've told Tim to apply.
Miss Bruce, come on, give. The water pistol, where is it?
Well, Ben had a little accident and Colin took it away.
Well, he had no right to. I'm the one who's learning how to take things away. Where's yours?
My what?
The book.
Oh, this. I'm enjoying it, actually. It's really rather
Tough
good.
luck. And don't expect Gordon to give you any sweets, either. We don't buy friendship.
Hello. I understand there's a vacancy for a pool attendant.
Indeed. And you are?
Timothy. Timothy Goebbels.
Good, Mr. Goebbels. Come in, take a seat, please. Have you done this sort of work before?
Oh, come on, Mr. Brittas, you know I have.
Excellent. Well, Tim, may I call you Tim?
Well, that is my name.
You can't always be sure. I have been caught out in the past. Well, I'm glad to say you've interviewed very well, Mr. Goebbels. You've got the job.
As simple as that?
Yes. Well, in fact, no. Because you see, you're German, aren't you?
No, my mother was German.
You are, in fact, a Euro import. Now, council regulations mean I won't be employing you, but I'll be buying in your services.
Sorry?
And as a freelance, I won't be able to pay you the same wage.
Yeah, that figures.
No, I'll be paying you quite a lot more.
Really?
In Deutschmarks. You see, as a contracts employee, you come from a different part of the budget. You're an EC acquisition, alternative services. Paying you more represents a considerable saving. It's called creative accountancy.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I'm not surprised. It's a full weekend course. Anyway, Timothy, welcome to Whitbury Newtown Leisure Centre.
I've got most of them back and I don't think I've got a single friend left in the building. Is that all right, Gordon? I've just got to find Colin now.
Oh, Julie. Yeah? These flowers have arrived for you and this letter.
Oh, Greg, it's another one. I'm not out of the woods yet. Oh, God.
Another threat?
You're going to be mine forever. Please marry me. Your little lamb chop, Alex. It all makes sense now. What a Burke. I'll get you in the end, make my day. Is Alex proposing again? It's been him all along.
How nice. Love conquers all.
We don't have to go just yet, do you? You know, because there could be other people trying to kill me, but they just haven't bothered to write.
You'll love it here, Tim. I know I do. This place is my life.
Go on, give it to him.
Mr. Brittas, here's the gun and shoot her.
Present for my wife, you vandal. He's ruined it, darling.
It saved your life. I've been to Gravesend.
Oh, I'm glad you did now. Colin! You all right?
Fine, thank you, Mr. Brittas. I've just been shot through the head, that's all. A ricochet, a mere flesh wound. I'll be back to work on Monday. I'll let the side down when we're understaffed, eh?
Good man, Colin. I'll put it in your report.
Thank you, Mr. Brittas. And may I say, it's an honour to share the same bullet with you.